What's good, everyone? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to Geoguessr Explained. This is a show where I basically show you guys exactly how I go through my thought process on different Geoguessr rounds and give you guys the best tips. And today I'm joined with my friend Jake Lyons. How's it going, Jake?
Hey, I'm very good. I'm very happy to be here.
Absolutely. So Jake is also a YouTuber. He's a very good moving player as well, and he's near the top or number one. Wait, are you actually number one at the moment on Jules, Jake?
Unfortunately, no. Some people have decided they couldn't let me keep it, so I
Right.
think I'm number three right now.
Right, still constantly at the moment in the top five of Jules, so very impressive stuff. And so hopefully he's going to bring a different skill set today. We'll talk about different aspects of the rounds, and yeah, you can play in the links in the description to get your scores seen in the next video as well. So first one here is a relatively obvious Taiwan. We have this black and yellow thing that's on the pole that does go all the way down to the ground, and we have these kind of concrete poles and double yellow lines in the center. Now, is there anything else that you want to mention on a round like this, Jake?
That's about it, to be honest. Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
yellow and black things, the yellow lines, it's pretty straightforward Taiwan. I think those green street signs that you might is that
Oh
even a
yeah.
street? It's not even a street sign.
Oh, this one is. This one
Oh,
is.
that one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a very typical Taiwanese street sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do a lot of their signage in green, that's for sure. Now, I would say that when you get like a flat landscape like this, it's probably best to guess on the west coast where you get a lot of this flatness. Do you have any preference for where this one might be? Do you think you have a call?
I don't have many region guessing skills, so I probably just plunk right in the middle, like Taichung kind of area.
I feel like this is right in the middle, so let's just go for it and see if we're actually right about that. And it was just a bit further south there. I accidentally skipped forward, but hey, it was 4,700, so pretty good. Okay, next one here. What strikes you about this round immediately, Jake? What are you thinking?
The dash outer lines are probably the first thing that sort of jumps out at me here. You see this in a few European countries, but I think this one is likely to be Sweden. You have the bollards as well that are white on both sides with the rectangle and the dots. Also quite common in Sweden, although you can
Hmm.
see that kind of thing in other countries too.
Hmm. Yeah, I think Sweden has two types of bollards or something. I think they can
Yeah,
do something else as well. But yeah, that's very good. We have a snow pole here with the white thing that's a bit further down from the top. But when you have it close to the top, that means and it's a bit thinner. That means it's like in Finland. But this one is kind of the more typical European style, which you can see in other countries. One thing here that's a big one for Sweden, which is quite like an underrated hint, is like we got like a red tinge to the road. The road's kind of pink, and that really is very often found in Sweden and in Åland Islands. So like yeah, like it's very
yep,
very good tip.
yep.
Red barn as well, very very Nordic here. So yeah, definitely feeling great for Sweden here. Now, region wise, do you have any calls here? I know you know your bus stops. We don't have
I
any of
don't
those
see a
here.
bus stop, so
Yeah.
no. I'd probably go maybe sort of middle north, like I don't know, like maybe a bit north of Stockholm, somewhere in
Yeah,
the
sure.
middle,
We can go for
perhaps.
that. I think I would go like a similar area. Maybe I thought a bit further south as well as possible, but ultimately
Yeah,
this is quite generic. So I feel like that guess is as good as any. Let's go for it here. And yeah, oh, actually, it was south
oh,
tip there.
goodness me.
Okay, interesting. But hey, I mean, like still Sweden. It's difficult at the best of times in the south half. So yeah, I mean even in the north half as well. So yeah, not too
Yeah.
bad. Okay, next one here. We are looking at some fairly specific, like fairly specific landscape here. So we have the
Hmm.
American flag. We know this is the U.S. We got a pickup truck. Like small buildings, definitely common in the south of the U.S. We can also tell that because we got like quite this like very tropical looking like a mossy tree here. So, and also like a palm out front. So where are you thinking this is most likely to be, Jake?
I like Florida a lot here, just looking at it immediately. Yeah, it's those trees, if you zoom back on that mossy tree, yeah, that's specifically called Spanish moss, and it's like a very specific type of moss that hangs like that off the
Hmm.
branches and is like super distinctive looking. You get a
Hmm.
lot of that in Florida. It can probably show up in some of the other southern states, but with how flat it is, I think I like Florida best.
I didn't know that was called Spanish moss. I'll definitely remember that for the future. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
almost certainly Florida for me as well. Do we actually see the plate properly? Yeah, it looks like a Florida plate as well, bit of orange and green, I think. It could just be confirmation bias, but I think so. Blue car here. That is unfamiliar to me, I must say.
Yeah,
But it
that's
could
not
be a
something
Florida thing.
I know.
I don't think I've ever seen it before, so maybe it is just Florida or something. Let's test that out. Where in Florida would you go? You're an American. Do you have any
Oh
kind of
boy,
thought?
not a Floridian though. I think maybe kind of central, maybe near Orlando, Tampa kind of area.
All right, I
Although
like
that's
that.
kind of just a hedge, to be
Let's give
honest.
that a go. And it was right there. Okay, I would have gone
Yeah.
further north, so that's a nice guess.
Mhm.
Very good. Okay. Pretty standard stuff there. Just remember that tree. Very flat. Obviously, Florida has almost no hills, so that's another huge thing there. But yeah, just landscape plus vegetation gets you the guess there. Okay, next one here. We are in South Africa near Maseru, so we should be kind of between Bloemfontein and Maseru. That's the third capital of South Africa and the capital city of Lesotho. So very easy stuff. Now, apart from that, what could we have used to get South Africa here had we no signage?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can figure out that it's Africa. The Gen 4 without the car meta gives a good hint for South Africa. But I would say the road lines are probably the maybe the best thing. You've got the yellow outer lines, and then you often get these sort of multicolored on the larger roads in South Africa. This sort of white and yellow in the middle is
Hmm.
something you can
Hmm.
definitely see a lot. But yellow outer lines are a great clue for Southern Africa.
Yep. These yellow outer lines are the big thing here. Black and white curb as well. We have mountains, agriculture, also flat bits. So all like South Africa is a very diverse landscape country, so you can see all these things in ZA. Another big thing here is like we got these wooden poles, and double wooden poles are particularly common in South Africa as well. And even these poles with these kind of longer insulators, I do associate more with like the states surrounding Lesotho as well, like these ones here. So that's kind of more of an advanced tip. But okay, if we're on the N8 and we have Maseru and Bloemfontein either side of us, we should be at like something like this or something, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
something like that.
I mean, it's not that one because
Might
we have
not
a
be
yellow
that one,
road
but yeah.
running north.
It might be a little tough to find. I could see
Yeah,
Verkeer de Vlaai might show up, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I could try that. I don't know.
see what the kind of road runs this way. Yeah, kind of looks decent. Let's go for that. And it was 60 kilometers away on this one instead. But yeah, I mean, that was definitely pretty gettable if you just line up the road. So nicely signed. And that's the thing about South Africa is honestly quite often nicely signed. So you can get a good 5K practice on South Africa. Okay, next one here. This one is like a. This one's not like the country is easy to get, but this one's not a free giveaway in terms of landscape. I think. What do you think?
Not at all. I honestly, I'm not sure at all where in the country this is. It's a pretty strange landscape.
Oh, definitely. We only see the mountains quite far to our east here. Like we're on a quite flat section here. Okay, so in terms of country here, we got this white car with the bit of the window showing, or a bit of like the back of the car showing. That is much more common in Chile than in the other South American countries. So if you think you're in Chile, you're driving right with the right hand sign here, and flat signpost as well, kind of a thick flat signpost. So you think you're in Chile, or you think you're in South America, then Chile is making sense for this car. It's very dry, so in terms of very dry landscape, should be clicking north of Santiago, generally speaking. And then, but it can't be this section because we have hills everywhere here, all the way to the coast. So we have to be clicking more so up here. But then once you get up here towards Peru, this is like almost no vegetation. So we know, I mean, I would say we're somewhere like, I don't know, we have to be south of this city, in my opinion. And we have
Yeah,
to be
I think
north
so.
of like, I don't know, we have to be north of like here.
Yeah.
So that still leaves us a big area. Do you have any like thought
It's
within that?
really tough. Yeah, this is not a landscape that is really giving me much. I probably would put it closer to the south end of where you pointed out than the
Hmm.
north end of it,
Hmm.
because
Just because we have some
it's
grass and
dry, but it's
stuff.
not like
Yeah.
ultra dry. So I think probably south of Copiapó, but other than that, not sure.
Yep. I actually like that call quite a bit. And so we have to have like a very flat section here, and we have to have stuff
Yeah.
going on, like quite a few houses as well. So I don't know, I actually see anywhere that quite fits here, unless we were like at this section over here. But even still, we'd see something west. So I actually get the feeling that it may be like over here or something like that. Maybe even.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll be interested to see where it is, wherever it ends up being.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a strange round. If we could see the coast or something, it would make it a lot easier so we could kind of contextualize what kind of distances we're talking about, because we don't really know how far inland we are. But I feel like this may be decent. I don't know. I'm going to try it.
Sure.
But as Jake said, could easily be further south here. That's his vibe. It was a bit further south indeed.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, these mountains were much closer than I thought. Okay,
Hmm.
interesting. But actually, in the grand scheme of Chile, not that bad either. So that kind of like north of Santiago up to Copiapo, has like kind of a bit of like mixed vegetation where it's desert but also quite a bit of life, and then north of there starts to get very depressing. I think. Okay, 22.7 there. Let's check out some people who did a little bit worse to see if we can give any advice quickly. And give the video a like if you're enjoying so far, by the way. And let's see here if we had any kind of people we can point in the right direction. So, wish they would speed this up or let us see 100 people initially, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We're going to go for the lowest people here, Barbecue Bonza and Grand Noel. So 124 and 25. Still getting 20k, so very good indeed. And let's see how they did. Okay, so on the Florida, we had a Pennsylvania guess. What would you say is like the kind of problem with the Pennsylvania guess there?
Yeah, I think I mean it's general vegetation. I mean, the super flatness is a little weird for Pennsylvania because it tends to be quite hilly or even mountainous up there. But then beyond that, yeah, it's really about I think it's more just the vegetation. I don't know if I mean the Spanish moss or there might have been some like southern pine trees or something. I'm not
Right. Yeah,
I don't perfectly remember, but yeah, the just general landscape vibe was much more south for me.
I think the big thing there is just the fact that we have hills most times in Pennsylvania. We almost never have hills in Florida, so pretty
Hmm.
much that's the dichotomy there. And if you see perfectly flat, like probably Pennsylvania, not the best guess. Anything in the Appalachian area, not making as much sense as kind of like coastal south. Yeah,
Right.
very flat and green. Okay, we also had an Estonia guess here with these short outer dashes here. I think for that one, we're talking about the red road there. You would not really, you would not really ever see like the red road in Estonia, I think. So yeah, I think
Yeah, I
that's
think
really
that's right. And I think also the bollards, generally in Estonia, they're like more cylindrical. They're like
mm,
kind of almost
true,
circular kind of
true.
shaped. And those bollards were more sort of wedge-like. So I think that's more common to see in Sweden.
Yep, good way of describing it. Wedge bollards for Sweden normally, and then Estonia always has cylindrical ones. So if it's a cylinder, think of Estonia. Can be other countries too, but yeah, like Finland. Okay, here we are in Taiwan, where they both nailed it. Very good, probably better than our guesses, to be honest. They both got the South Africa, which is good. And then the Chile, we had a Bolivia. What do you have to say about the Bolivia guess there?
Purely based off landscape, I don't think it's the worst guess, but
Hmm.
it's largely just the car meta there.
Hmm.
That sort of black inlay on the white car is very Chilean. But yeah, I could see maybe some parts of Bolivia looking sort of like that. So I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's not a bad guess. I actually agree with you. But hey, I mean, like, yeah, just remembering that car meta and then combining it with the latitude pretty much gives you that area of Chile because up here would just be dead. So, yeah. And that is it for that seed. So let's head through to extreme region guessing here, which should be a bit of fun. Let's see if we get anything with some nice metas. First one here is looking like Mexico with this octagonal pole. So, give me your thoughts here.
Yeah, definitely Mexico. That says Ba Norte, which Norte means north, so it
Hmm.
could be maybe in the northern part of the country,
Hmm.
possibly.
I have
I could
NFL and
definitely see
Pepsi.
that with the landscape.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was there. I think there was one. There was like a city name. If you go a little further west. Yeah,
Oh, La
Villa de
Paz.
La Paz.
La
Yeah.
Paz is
La Paz
here.
is
What do
on
we got there?
Baja, right? I don't. I
Hmm.
wonder if it is just that one. I guess that would make maybe. Is this Baja?
Interesting
Oh, there's a
plate.
plate. I think that's knowable, but I don't know my Mexican plates. I wish I
Hmm.
could help with that.
The thing is, I think this seems quite distinctive, and I've never seen it before, so it may be quite rare or some kind of not vanity
It's
plate, but some limited edition
it
one
doesn't
or
seem
something.
dry enough for La Paz is what I'm worried
Oh yeah,
about.
look at
Because
this. This is too
Baja is
vast.
very, very deserty.
Hmm.
I wonder
This
if it could be
is.
like Jalisco or um Michoacan or something.
Mhm. This is surely too vast of a landscape. Like when you're on the peninsula here, you basically will never see like something that looks like it's like more than 50 kilometers away because obviously this is not wide enough. So I think like
Yeah.
main part of the country has to be the more viable option here. Um,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we're in Villa de
Right.
la Paz, so that's
Right,
actually
which might be
something else.
something else. Yeah, I would maybe think maybe Jalisco, Nayarit kind of area, but it's a
Hmm.
guess, really.
Hmm.
Could be
No,
further north,
I
you're right,
definitely kind of
don't
like
know.
that. Now, I do know both of those plates, or at least some ones that you find there, and I don't see either. But
Oh, okay.
to be
Okay.
fair, like
Yeah.
on Mexico, like plates are kind of random, and you do just get a lot of ones that are just white. So
Yep.
it's not always that reliable. I don't know. I guess though with none of those plates, hmm. Maybe
Yeah,
we
the
just go like
plate
a bit
may be the
further,
key
like
to this round. I
Zacatecas or
just
something.
wish I
Uh,
knew it. Yeah.
you have like big mountains east though, so I guess that doesn't really make sense. Yeah. See what you were saying about this kind of area. I don't know. Maybe we just go here or something. Give that a go.
Total shot in the dark, to be honest. We'll see.
Okay, it was over
Oh
here.
boy.
Was actually
San Luis
SLP there.
Potosí. Yeah.
It's a small town.
There.
Wow, that felt like a big town, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it
And
felt
those are
bigger
those
than that. Yep.
mountains. So, what to say there? Landscape wise, it would be flat over here, so we couldn't really guess there. We wouldn't see such a vast landscape on Baja California, and it would be more dry.
Yep.
And then this valley here has a lot of bait in it. You just have to like use the angle of the mountains, see if you can recognize any plate or taxi, which you can learn on other people's documents and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, difficult round, so can't really say too much there. I think apart from that.
Yeah, it's a very tricky area.
Okay, next one here. What are we looking at?
Oh goodness.
It feels
Oh
like the United
no.
States of America to me. The question now is
Yeah.
where.
Oh boy. This is the type of round I'm gonna make a complete wrong call. This is a tough one.
Okay, let's come up. Let's
I
just try to take a look around at the clues and come up with our own like state or area call independently. See if we have the same one. So we
uh-huh.
have like these kind of like smaller mailboxes, which I associate more with the US. Like I feel like those big like fat ones are more Canadian. Would you agree with that, by the way?
I think so. Yeah, I guess that's not something I pay a lot of attention to, but
Right,
yeah,
right.
maybe.
Then uh, it is a kind of bit dry in the grass here. Would probably be less likely to be seen in Canada. And also these kind of like one-story bungalow type houses, also more common in the US than Canada, generally speaking.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think the big thing here is really vegetation, which just feels a bit too southern for Canada in many ways to me. Okay,
I would agree. Yeah.
then we talk about where to go here. Okay. I have like one state in mind. Is that actually good though? Okay, I have an area in mind. So
I'm kind of
I'll tell you
struggling, to
mine,
be
and
honest,
then
but yeah. Okay.
you can like kind of work off that if you have any agreement. So
Uh-huh.
my kind of area here is like southern Missouri to northern Texas, probably like
Uh-huh.
leaning like Arkansas or something like that. I
Yeah, I
think.
would if I had to call out a state, I was gonna say Arkansas.
Okay, okay,
Um,
nice.
but it's not easy. Yeah. I
Yeah,
could see it being wrong, but it kind of makes sense for that area, I would say.
I'm gonna go Batesville, Arkansas here. So okay, so exactly why? Um, it's fairly green. It's fairly lush, but it's not tropical. It's not very
Mhm.
tropical, in my opinion. Like maybe slightly. Like we might see some like moss on the tree here, but I don't know if that's actually just leaves. Might just be leaves. But like most of the round doesn't feel too south. We also don't have like an abundance of southern pine trees here. Like I don't think we even see any.
Right.
And that
Yeah.
would definitely be more like this area where you just get
Yeah,
like a
it's
whole
not
ton of
gonna be
them.
like deep south. Yeah.
Right,
I
right,
don't
right.
think at
Deep
least.
south, you would definitely see more. Then also the road is like a bit shoddy. Kind of remind me of Texas area, which you see like that kind of like not poor quality, but kind of like a dotty road a bit. And so I
It could
thought,
be Far East Texas, to
yeah,
be
yeah, I
fair.
do
That
think
would
so.
also make sense.
I do think Texas is still possible. Like, um, this house fits less well. This almost feels a bit Texan, possibly. I
Mhm.
don't know. But yeah, I think we'll go for Arkansas here. I feel like it's actually the better call. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. I do think like anywhere from like Dallas to I don't know up here is possible. We'll see.
Yeah,
And it was actually near Dallas.
it
Okay.
was Texas. Yeah.
Makes sense. That was quite a Texas pavement, not like maybe the full typical Texas pavement, but we did have like kind of that spotty road, which
Probably
you do
harder
see
to
quite a
tell when
lot.
the asphalt is so dark.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Someone once wrote a comment exactly about why that happened. It was a really good read, but I can't actually remember, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate. But okay, next one here. Could we be rather closer to you this time? These hills almost remind me of
Maybe.
California
Does
or
that
something.
say anything on the diversified laboratory? Oh,
Not
boys. Oh, well, there's a 510 code, which is San Francisco is East Bay area. I don't know what 707 is. It might just be like a toll-free thing. But
okay.
where are the hills here?
So these hills are kind of north, actually.
Yeah,
Northeast.
northwest.
Northwest, yeah.
Interesting. Um, yeah, I think I don't know what that plate is. I
Mm.
think East Bay would fit here. It seems kind of Silicon Valley like. Yeah, it could be either east or west Bay. I like Bay Area though with the 510 code, which is, I mean, the only reason I know that is because it's my area code. I don't
Right,
know most area
right,
codes.
right.
Um,
One thing I want to say on
but
this round, where like I didn't actually see, like I kind of saw a few plates and I thought it made sense. But one thing I really immediately thought of California is because we have these kind of like undulating, very round hills, which you often see Bay Area. Obviously, you would know that coming from there.
yeah,
But
you get a lot of these sort of dry hills. Yeah.
but this very much, I don't know if I mentioned that in the Australia episode, but very much reminds me of Adelaide Hills. They're very similar shape,
Mm,
almost the same, honestly.
interesting.
I could show you rounds right near where I live, which almost look the same more than anywhere else in the world. I think that Bay Area hills are like Adelaide Hills, so it's kind of interesting. And then we also have eucalyptus as well, so like kind of like
Yep.
it ends up looking very similar to where
Plenty of
I live.
those around here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I think this is good. Do you have any like specific area that you want me to guess here, given that this is your ends?
Not totally sure. Maybe I don't know, Union City or Hayward, something like that. A
Union
little south of
City,
where you are.
Haywood.
Yeah,
Okay, yep.
near the mountains.
Let's go California
Give it
State
a try.
University.
Not sure, but
And it was actually in Brisbane. There you
oh, it
go.
was west. Okay. It was Australia
Yeah,
in
well, it's
more
just
ways than one.
Australia. That's crazy. I guess like makes sense with those hills, but just a few slight
Oh, so it
ones
was
in the
like the
middle there.
San Bruno. That's an interesting one. Yeah, I mean, if we were on the highway, I think I would have recognized the exact
Right,
spot, but
right.
just off is a little
Right.
tricky.
How many
Yeah.
times have you driven this one, do you think, in your life?
Uh, 30, 40. I mean, because to get down to the San Francisco airport, you basically take that road. So
Right, I see. Nice.
yeah.
Okay,
So yeah,
fun
many
round.
times.
Next one here. Okay, I got some calls here to make. So,
Yeah.
we have these trees,
Hmm.
and we also have this sign. And so with these two, we can pretty much nail down an area. Let me explain. We've got single yellow line, which is much more common in Mexico than US. Likewise, we have bollards. And then the nail in the coffin is we have a thick black arrow here, which you just wouldn't really see in the US. Rather, it would be in Mexico. Obviously, we're talking about the seven biggest countries here, so all of the North American countries are included in that. Yeah, but this thick arrow, Mexico is the play. So, given that's the fact, then we'd look to these trees, which are kind of like kind of have these sprouts on top, and they kind of have like a short trunk. They're kind of not even trees really. They're kind of like some kind of succulent, normally about that tall. And those ones tend to stretch from Monterey down to SLP, and I think this one definitely feels more SLP, just given the fact that we don't have the tallest mountains here. They're kind of just like more average size for Mexico, whereas around Monterey you have these real monster mountains. So my call is right here. Do you have any other thought here?
I think you said pretty much exactly what I would have said. I think the plants are called like Yucca decipiens or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think is the name of the little trees. But you see, yeah, those little sort of stubby plants with the sort of tufts on them. Lots of that, and yeah, you're right. From Monterey to SLP, also maybe you see them in like Durango or Zacatecas or something. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could
yeah,
definitely kind
I
of think
like
of
this area a
Zacatecas too.
lot. And you're right, yeah, with the sort of less, I don't know, prominent mountains, and maybe further south is the way to go.
See that? Oh no, really?
Whoa,
Okay, that is
really?
surprising to me. No
It's
cacti as well. Where are the cacti?
wow.
Okay.
Maybe it's a different species of
Okay,
plant, or
there they are. I didn't look hard enough. We got some cacti.
maybe
Well,
they
no,
just
that's not
grow in
even a
more
cacti.
places.
Well, hey,
That's actually a very strange location. I totally would have gone where you went.
this is not even a handpicked map either. This is just generated. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so given that we made that mistake, what can we say now? I still would go for the same guess, honestly. So I don't really know if there
I
is too
think
much to
I
say.
would too.
That's very
That's
interesting.
it's
I'm saving that
surprising to me
location.
that this is Baja, but we're learning things too.
Exactly. I mean, maybe if you're playing a four-player tournament, you might consider sending one there. I think if I was playing, I would have said no, don't send one there. I mean, yeah, that's good knowledge, good knowledge. So that was right in the center of Baja California, near the border, and yeah, I guess near the ocean, maybe. But yeah, I don't understand what's really going on there. Hard round. Okay, next one here. Double yellow lines in the center. We have some Generation 2 camera, and it is very cold. So, given those facts, what are you thinking here mostly?
Definitely thinking Canada here
Mm-hmm.
with the Gen 2 and probably fairly north. Trying to figure out what these bollards are, if they mean anything. I don't know.
Yeah, true. Let me give you a look.
But with this sort of hilly landscape, Oh boy, it's a tough one to region guess. I wonder if it
I
could.
would immediately be thinking Yukon here
Yeah, I
myself.
could be Yukon. I think it's flatter than most rounds you get in the Yukon,
That is
but
true.
it's definitely possible.
Mm.
I was wondering if it could ever be some weird, like Newfoundland or something, but
I kind of think it is. I just zoomed in on this pole. We have long insulators and we have a double pole, both of which I kind of associate with Newfie. Not to
okay.
mention, these bollards are strange, and they kind of remind me of the guardrails that you get on Newfie. So,
Yeah, they do. They
yeah,
reminded me of that. I'm used to those
yeah,
having like pointed tops
yeah.
sometimes, I think is a thing in Newfoundland. I wasn't sure if
It's like
these
it's like
quite
a
had
very
the pointed
slight
tops.
pointed top, which I
Yeah.
feel like this almost is.
But landscape wise, I could definitely see Newfoundland. I understand the thought of Yukon, but
Mhm.
I think Newfie even maybe works a little bit better with sort
No,
of how the gradual hills.
yeah, I was definitely thinking Yukon. Then I zoomed in on the poles, and I thought they just fit in better. And now I see it as well. I do see it as well. So
Although I could see us being wrong, to be
yeah,
honest.
we could be
It
wrong
could
as
be
well.
across the country, but
I don't know, where would you see a Generation 2 highway like
yeah,
this?
that's the thing.
Okay, road angles
Mm,
like this, by the way.
Not sure. And then double yellow, I don't know if I feel like that's pretty rare in Newfie, but it's probably possible.
Yeah, I guess this is a big enough highway. That's the thing in Canada. Like if it's small highways and double yellows, you can really consider Quebec and Nova Scotia, but elsewhere,
Hmm.
yeah, not so
Right.
easy. It could be something like this. Why not? Um,
Let's see how bad this is.
I think we're right. Honestly, just like you do get these like long insulator poles like this one exactly,
Mhm.
kind of like a Uruguay with long insulator pole.
Yeah.
I think it fits nicely. So let's see here if we're right or not. Okay, we are. Very
Nice.
nice.
Oh, that's a great guess.
Good guess, good
Nice.
guess, good guess. Nicely pointed out there, and definitely made sense in the end. We had a North America heavy seed for our North American guest, which is good, and we did
Yeah,
decently apart from
very.
the max.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I'm kind of glad we didn't have like Russia and Brazil because I kind of would have just been sitting there saying I have no idea where this is.
The god smiled on you with this nice seed. So
Yeah.
yeah, some definitely a tougher seed. Top score 21K there. But I don't think we need to like show anything. I think we've pretty much described our thought process on these ones. Definitely like North American rounds pretty straightforward in terms of like continent and all that bit. So hopefully most people were at least got the general area. But guys, thank you very much for watching. Jake, thank you for coming on the channel. That was good fun.
Yeah,
And
thanks so
anything
much
else to
again for having
say
me.
before you head off?
I think that's about it.
All right,
Yeah,
good then.
thanks again.
Go sub to Jake and sub to this channel, Geoguessr Explained. You already know. More videos coming soon. And yeah, till next time, guys. Goodbye.
See ya.